Yeah, Jessica, that was the third protest that happened here in downtown Bakersfield, but really the first time that marked police units were not present during the majority of the demonstrations. Sergeant Nathan McCauley telling me that they intentionally made sure that identifiable units were not present as the march made its way throughout downtown to kind of avoid confrontations with protesters. But we know overnight that all changed when police declared the protest unlawful. Shockwaves sending protesters into a frenzy overnight in downtown Bakersfield. A firework detonating in front of several police units after a protest was declared unlawful. Officers ramping up enforcement. One protester seen throwing rocks at officers from a distance. Another getting into an altercation with a driver in a moving vehicle. Police say 9 arrests were made and 2 juveniles were detained before being released to their parents. But police presence was not observed in plain sight for over 6 hours of protesting, despite some participants clinging onto moving vehicles and others shooting fireworks in traffic. Sergeant Nathan McCauley says their decision to scale back was intentional.
As you've seen from being on the protest for multiple nights, that when uniformed officers come out there, it tends to incite many of the people to direct their anger and frustrations towards police officers there.
McCauley added that there are plenty of unmarked units monitoring each moment of the protest, and that he admired many protesters for attempting to keep demonstrations peaceful.
We've seen a lot of them policing their own, and when people do act in this way, we've seen them coming up and saying, hey, stop this, pulling people away from this, and I think that's a productive thing as well.
Adam Nash was one of those protesters.
You know, earlier some people were saying, F the police and whatnot. I had to let them know that we're not out here trying to do none of that. We're not out here trying to get violent, trying to get physical, because that's not the way to do it,
But when it comes to kneeling with protesters, as demanded by many demonstrators and seen in other parts of the country,
I think you see a little bit of a disjointed message when you're asking one group to kneel with you or standing with signs that say the police, kill police. I think at some point you do have to have the officers exercise and maintain their safety in those situations there.
Bakersfield Mayor Karen Goh is hoping safety is maintained so that the city doesn't impose restrictions as a result.
We're hoping that we don't have to move into curfews. That is only necessitated in those cities where there has been such violence and destruction of property.
And you can see those orange police barricades set up right in front of police headquarters along Truxtun Avenue and H Street. But of course, in the last several protests, we've seen protesters remove those barricades, bringing those vehicles in that are participating in the demonstrations, doing burnouts. You can see those skid marks along the street in front of the headquarters. Now, we know that these protests, if they happen, typically they've been starting around 5 p.m. A very small group out here demonstrating either at the Mechanics Bank Arena or the police headquarters here. I have been here for 30 minutes. I haven't seen any gather here so far, but we know between 6 and 7 is when that group would start getting a little larger. If we see any signs of that, we'll sure to bring it to you live. For now, we're live in downtown. Bayan Wang, 23 ABC, connecting you.